Hello, everyone watching and listening, and welcome to another episode of Inspired By. Oh man, I always leave it blank because you never know who's going to be on the show. And today I have probably low-key one of the hardest working people in gospel music, Mr. Algeron Wright. How are you doing?
What's up, Stowe? I'm doing good. Listen, I'm happy to be alive. I'm happy to be healthy. And I'm just walking in favor. How you doing?
I'm good. I can't complain. I am a little upset though. I'm not going to lie to you. I am a little upset
No, why?
because out of all
Oh,
the people I've talked to, ain't nobody invite me to the Stellars. I saw that you had a good at the
wait, you caught me with that one. You caught me. I thought you was gonna be there. I thought you was gonna be.
No, I didn't get down there. I didn't get down there, but it looked
Forgive me, oh great one. Forgive me.
but it looked like you had a great time. Tell me, like, what was the Stellar experience like?
Wow, when I tell you, after years and years of being in this business and working hard and those type of things, it was an honor for my label to reach out to me and actually invite me up as one of the artists with the label. And what better year to attend when we're coming back from a pandemic, so it's like a big family reunion without one of our favorite family members, you. But it's like a but it's like a family reunion, and of course, the CEO of the label that I'm a part of was being inducted or has been inducted into the Stellar Hall of Fame. But during that time, I think it was the excitement of him being inducted and him wanting me to be a part of his special weekend. Like he literally personally reached out and said, "I think I like you enough for you to come and sit at my table and hang out with me."
Yeah,
And so he kept his word. This was maybe a few months before even finding out that I was being invited.
wow.
And the next thing I know, his team reached out to me at midnight. I had no intentions of going.
Wow.
I'm gonna be honest. I had no intentions of going, but at midnight, somebody said at midnight, they
Hey,
they they, they reached they reached out. They reached out, and I decided right then, literally, it was almost midnight when I got the call because the lady that reached out, Angela, she's on a different part of the world, so it wasn't late for her.
yeah.
But I said yes, I'll be there, and so just to answer your question really quickly, it was a fun weekend. Red carpet was wonderful. Pre-show was amazing. The Stellar itself, the show is going to be amazing. It was really special, and I think it was really cool to see people that I hadn't seen in a while to just embrace me, and I embrace them. It was nothing but love. And something you said at the beginning of this call, you talked that we were just talking about humans. I think whether online or offline, we're just talking about being human, and I thrive on that. And it was so good to see that everyone from the staff
Mm.
to those that are making their name now, the newer artists, to those that are tenured. When I tell you, I did not run into one ego
Yeah.
at the Stella Award. Everybody was sweet. Everybody was kind, from the Kirk Franklins to the Clark sisters to the Lady Tremaine to the Carrie Douglases of the world to the Anthony Brown, Jonathan McReynolds. Everybody was like, "We are happy to be alive. We
Wow.
are happy to be back. And we are grateful to God that people still remember our names." Everybody was nice.
that's cool, and I think just that's just the right way to be, and I don't understand why people go the other way, but just being personable, especially with like no one alive today can say that they never been through like as a
That's,
world we've
that's
been
fine.
we've been through and and just following you and watching you, it seems like you have this genuine joy and happiness that you carry with you. Like have you always been that way?
I have. I honestly have. And I must say, I gotta give tribute to my parents. They've been married for 42 years,
Hmm.
and they raised 5 kids. Sadly, two of my brothers have passed on, but one thing they taught us is, humble is the way. Being humble is the way. Being kind, being having a heart of service. Um, Listen, to my mom, I am. It's a different thing when when somebody calls me Algeron, and it's because of music. It's another thing when my mom calls my whole name because that means something. She's about to check me
Yeah.
on something. So so I remember when I first started singing, she was like, "Yeah, you can kill whatever you think, yeah, get over yourself." And so I always remember that. My parents, even in other areas of work that I do. So I do music full time, but I'm a HR leader as well. And most people run away from HR, but I thrive myself on being a nice, kind, and fair person. And so, yeah, I've always been like that because you can catch more bees with what? With honey.
Yes. Yeah.
It's just me.
Yeah, and it seems genuine. So you talk about meeting up with the people at the Stellars and just
Yeah.
having like that like mindedness and accord, being on that one accord. Like it just makes everything that much more pleasant.
Yes.
Um,
Absolutely.
yeah, just one more question about the Stellars. Is there anyone that you got to meet that you're like, oh my gosh, I've been dying to meet you?
Gosh, anybody that I've been dying to meet that I met.
Like old artists, new artists.
So I didn't get to. Well, I will say yes. I
Okay,
wanted to meet Don Jackson,
nice.
which is the head of the Stellars. And I walked up to him. I introduced myself. I told him about my song. He said, "That's a good one," and so he loved the title of the song. And so I really wanted to meet such an inspiring
Mhm.
man of color, and just an inspiring person that I can look up to. So it was wonderful to meet Mr. Jackson. Um, on the flip side of that, it was, although I had seen them before, but sitting behind David and Tamala Mann at the pre-show, and me and Tamala really acting up when people were singing and they were really doing their thing, and she looked back at me and I looked at her, and we're not friends. I don't know her, but she makes you feel like a friend. It's like, man, like we knew each other forever. One day that's gonna be my friend. One day that's gonna be my friend. But just being there, so it was wonderful sitting behind her and just having fun. I saw how much, I mean, this woman has done it all, but to see her standing up at the pre-show and just rooting artists that have finally gotten their chance to be on stage. I mean, she was more hyped than anybody there. And then lastly, I'll say to be in the presence of Lady Tremaine Hawkins at the Stella Award was truly an honor. So I didn't get a chance to shake her hand and bow to my liege. Between her and the Clark sisters, I didn't get a chance to bow to the queens,
Yeah.
but it was so great to be in their presence. And of course, Yolanda Adams. I met her before, But no, it wasn't. I'm telling you, it was familiar. There was nobody that I felt like, oh my God. It's because everybody has such a warmth
Yeah.
about them until whether they knew you or not, if you were in that room, if you were there behind closed doors, from the radio announcers, I call you guys the radio angels,
Yeah.
to the artists, everybody was kind. And
That's
that's not always the case.
mm,
So
mm,
I didn't have to jump up and down. They didn't make me feel like I needed to.
yeah.
They were really kind. I'm not lying. They were really kind. They were really kind.
That's awesome.
Maybe I'm shocked. Maybe I'm surprised.
Right. So you mentioned your song, which is "Created to Win."
Yes.
That I mean, I have a pool that I use to get new music, and I was put in there, and I've been playing it on my mix ever since. I think it came out in like October.
Yeah, such a bad time to come out. Such a bad time to come out.
It was fine with me.
Okay, okay.
So like, what is it that you love about winning, or like love which what is it that you love about that?
I'm gonna be honest. I love when the promises of God come to fruition.
Hmm.
And then I love to see things that have been spoken over my life years ago
Mm,
happen. And then finally, I love the fact that when a person or myself, when it clicks, that your mind clicks and says, you know what? I got this.
yeah, yeah,
Got this. I'm not giving up. I'm not gonna be defeated. I was created to be right where I am. I was created to get to where I'm going. I was created to overcome anything. You can lose, but I'm not losing.
yeah.
I'm not losing,
Yes.
you know? I'm
No.
not losing. So that is my favorite thing
Mhm.
about winning is knowing that I'm gonna win. And even when it's a situation that it looks like I didn't succeed in,
Mm.
it's just a matter of time. It's
Wow.
a matter of time because I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to give up because I know my worth. I know my value and I know who I am and whose I am.
Yeah.
So that's my favorite thing about winning. And then, of course, the one word winning. that's, that's my favorite thing.
Are you naturally competitive? Like even if it's just like you playing, Monopoly or something, like are you just naturally competitive that way in winning? Or just
Okay, that's funny you say that. So, board games, playing cards.
Mhm.
Um, if you ask my friends and my brother, they would say I annoyed them a little bit. I annoy them a little bit. So I am competitive there. When
Mhm.
it comes down to music, other things, I've learned to put my directions in my GPS and ride my path.
Mm.
I've learned to follow the instructions that I have been given.
Wow.
And when I say that, I mean I understand where I'm going
Hmm.
and that's where I'm headed. And even in those times where there's an accident ahead or there's a detour that I need to take,
Mm.
I'll detour. I'll take the shortest route if it makes sense.
Yeah.
I'll take the shortest route, but I'm not changing my direction.
Wow.
And so that prevents me from trying to get on the interstate to speed with somebody.
Hmm.
You go ahead. You do your thing. You ride in your Ferrari and get there fast.
Yeah.
That's okay. I'll stay in my Honda and I'll get there. I'll still get there.
Yeah.
And I may have to stop for a break. I may have to stop and grab something to eat. I may get deterred, whatever the word is, but I'll get there. But then on the flip side, having fun outside of business,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going. I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going.
No, but that just comes from the knowledge of experiences and applying wisdom to that. Like I think we've all been in those fast track situations, and it's like
Yeah.
we don't need that.
No, no.
You gotta stick to, like, your destiny is not going to change based on the opposition you face.
That's right. That's right. It's not going to change. I like that. It's not. It's not going to change. Yeah, the race is given to the one that holds out, not
Yeah.
to the one that gets there first. So
So what, like, was there like a moment or a point in your life where your mindset shifted to winning?
yes,
Like, when
yes,
was that?
yes. So it's so funny. I think that moment came. So I lost a brother in 2015 to a aneurysm, and I felt like 2015 was the worst. So before then, I was writing other music, and it was good music, but a lot of it was, God's gonna do it, and it wasn't as it wasn't in the spirit of of victory. It
Mm,
wasn't in the mindset of victory.
yeah.
So I was doing other music, and it was fun and those type of things. But I think it was that moment. My brother passed in 2015. After getting through burying him, I made a shift. Something clicked.
Mm,
I used to have dreadlocks all the way down my back, and I cut my hair. I uh, decided to write differently. Um, I changed careers. Um, you know, even in secular work world,
yeah.
a lot shifted, and more importantly, my mind shifted, and I was determined. This is what I said. I literally said this:
Mm,
no more sad stories.
mm,
No more sad stories. No more way of thinking. I was going to speak victory. I was going to speak positivity. And that's when my mind shifted. It was during that time when we put my brother in the ground, and I had to deal with that later because out of all my siblings, we're all very close. And so that was the second brother that had passed. And so I was determined that I was going to live life. I was determined that I was going to appreciate my family even more than I already was,
mm.
that I was going to live and not die.
Yeah,
And that's not just living naturally. That in my career, in my
yeah.
spirit, in the way I think, I shall live and not die. My ideas will live and not die. My prosperity will live and not die. My finances will live and not die. My career shall live and not die. And that's what I declared. And when I tell you that was 2015, God did not forget. When I tell you he's been blessing me ever since. Ever since. So it starts here. It starts with knowing what you were created to do.
Yeah.
And once you realize what you were created to do, that's what's going to happen.
Dang. Yeah. I mean, I think as much credit um and criticism we give the mind, I think we still undervalue it at times of how powerful it is. Like, um, in the Bible, it talks about the body of Christ, but then when it comes to the individual, it really hones in on your heart and your mind.
That's right. That's
And
right.
if we can transform our minds to having this winning mindset, like,
That's
I mean,
right.
it's amazing how, you can you pull the winning mindset out of a tragedy.
Yes.
Like, like that's not normal. Like, most people, will experience a tragedy and go in a negative route.
That's right.
But you had it in you, that helped you shift it to an elevated stance in life. Like, that's
I, I had to. And it's funny you said that. Someone said that to me. I was interviewed on I forgot what show it was during that time. And
mm,
they said that. They said, my goodness, look how you are taking this and spinning it and you're helping somebody and you're doing this. And I didn't realize it until somebody said that. So
yeah. And
uh,
it's what's amazing is I believe it was Bishop Glenn Staples out of DC has said that we have to go through things in order to help the next person survive it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
So there's going to be somebody that you're going to come across that is dealing with loss, that's dealing with tragedy, and you are going to be able to be that witness that say, "Oh, well, you can still get victory out of this."
Amen. 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 And that's how I've been witnessing and just telling people that there's still victory, even in the unknown.
Yeah. So you have one of the biggest gospel music machines behind you in Black Smoke, and working with who you were talking about earlier, a Hall of Famer now in Carrie Douglas.
Yes.
How has that experience been?
Actually, it has been wonderful. Carrie, when you are working with someone who's so huge in the music industry, and doing so much, like it's not easy to wait your turn. I'll say that. And I thank God for patience. I thank God for Him giving me another career so that I can be focusing on, HR and other things. And so I'm so grateful that I have the opportunity to be patient and just wait. All the days of my appointed time, I will wait
Yeah.
on. And so Kerry is definitely successful at what he does.
Mhm.
And you just have to make sure that you kind of continue to work
Yeah.
and meet him halfway and show him that you're serious and show him that regardless you're going to continue pushing,
Hmm.
and then just be upfront and truthful and those set things. And I'm naturally that, and so and so it feels good to be working with him. I applaud the artists that have that are already having major success with him and those set things, because when they win, I win.
Yeah.
And so it feels so good that the label is doing their thing and people are being blessed by the music that Mr. Douglas is pushing. And it feels good for him to have his hand
Mhm.
on Created to Win.
Right. Right.
Just lay your hands on it, just a little bit.
No, man, like it's really good to know that you are, just aware of the work that you are putting in, because you know that, like, you're not ashamed to say that, yeah, I'm working here in HR while being an artist.
No.
And that just goes back to how this conversation started, as far as being human and
Yeah.
relatable. Uh, and I can see that you just have a lot of relatable qualities and characteristics about you. And rumor is that you can throw down in the kitchen. Is that
Oh,
is that
that is true. That is true. My parents are caterers. They're soul food caterers.
wow?
They can cater anything, but they specialize in true soul food, as we call it. Um, so I have a little bit of that, but I also try different recipes and stuff like that. Things that I create, recipes that I create. And so I'm not a baker, but I will throw down in the kitchen. And you let like a conference be in town or something like that, and I notice some friends are in town. I'm like, hey, come on over. Come
Wow.
on over. I'll throw something together in a minute. I remember Gospel Heritage was here in Columbia, and a few friends came over, and I threw late at night. I shouldn't have, but I threw together mac and cheese and chicken wings. It was like 11 o'clock at night, and they came over, and we had mac and cheese and chicken wings.
Hmm.
And so, yeah, I'll do my thing.
So what is your what is a dish that you create to win? What is?
I like that. I like that. So I am able to do a really good. I do a really good stovetop steak. I also do a really good seafood cauliflower mac and cheese that tastes just like Southern mac and cheese.
Wow.
Like Mama made it, but it's with cauliflower and it's a seafood. And so I'm able to make that. A cauliflower red rice that has sausage and shrimp in it. I'm able to make that as well. And then, of course, grilled salmon or fried salmon. So I know how to make fried salmon strips as well.
Goodness.
Uh, so and then stir fry. I'll make this yellow rice stir fry that has the veggies and shrimp and sausage and things like that. I'll make that as well. And so yeah, I love Colombian food. I love yeah, I like food like Colombian. I love seafood. Love Greek food and stuff like that. So I'll just try different things, and it doesn't take me long either.
No, that's what's up. Go ahead and start organizing a gospel conference or something just to come get a plate.
Facts. Facts. You ain't even got to do that. Just say I'm in town. Just say I'm in town. But I get that from my mom, my parents. Like gosh, my mom has cooked for BB Winans. She's cooked for when they come to town. BB Winans, Marette Brown Clark, just
Wow.
a few others have and some actors as well. There used to be some events that happened, and she ended up being booked as the caterer for them. And listen, a lot of my introductions to some people have been through her cooking.
Oh wow.
So I'm blessed by that, especially in the Hollywood area. Some of the actors that have visited the Carolinas because of a special ceremony, the
Yeah.
person would book my mom to cook dinner for all the celebrities, and so I met a lot of those folks
No,
through
that's
her. Yeah.
really cool.
So shout out to my mama for the hookup.
Right.
Keep
So
cooking, baby. Keep cooking.
before I let you go, there's tradition that we do here on the show, and I need you to fill in the blank with as many words as you want to, with whatever you want to.
Okay.
Um, so I am Algeron Wright, and I'm inspired by blank.
I am Algeron Wright, and I'm inspired by seeing people win and being appreciative to the people that helped them win.
Mm, I like that. I like that. I like that. Was there anything else that we didn't touch on that you wanted to mention and let everyone watching and listening know?
Well, as always, I just want to say thank you so much for including me on the long list of people that you have talked to and provided a platform for. I really appreciate you. I appreciate your spirit. I just want folks to definitely go check out the song Created to Win. I want announcers to bless it and play it, not just for my sake, but I think coming out of this pandemic, a lot of people are mentally in a different place. And I just want people to change their mindset and be inspired on their way to work, on their way from work, or even if they're looking for work, just know that they were created to win. It's maybe time to start that new business. It may be time to do whatever you need to do. So go check out the song. Connect with me on social media, Facebook, Instagram. I promise you, it's me. Hit me up. Um, and just continue to call stations and request we created to win. Also, reach out to me and let me know how the song has blessed you. And then finally, I'll say, show appreciation because we didn't do it on our own. First, be grateful to God, and then be be humble enough to go and say thank you to somebody who has helped you. So that's what I'll leave with.
No, that's good. That's good. I like that. I like that. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me today and to give us some insight on who you
Yeah.
and inspiring us to continuing to win.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me.